Working with tape is much the same as working in a DAW. I'll assume everyone is familiar with the usual procedures for recording, tracking, and mixing. There are some differences, though, that are unique to working with the tape medium. That's what I'll focus on. I already touched on a few differences relating to analog recording. Analog tape has a maximum average level that's lower than the maximum peak level, while with digital media, maximum average level and maximum peak level are the same. Due to the ever-present noise floor of analog tape, recording at the hottest clean level possible is important, while 24-bit digital has so much dynamic range that a hot recording level is far less important. And overdubbing on tape requires the use of sync mode, which uses the record head for playback to keep new overdubbed parts in sync with previously recorded tracks, an issue that's not relevant to DAW tracking. One aspect of recording that may require a bit more attention with tape recording is punching, replacing a section of a recorded track with new material on the fly. Of course, punching on the fly is available in DAWs as well, and it's usually set up to mimic the way it's done with tape, so the basic process should be familiar to any DAW user who's used that function. DAWs let the engineer set up automatic punch-in and punch-out points with pre-roll and post-roll, and some modern tape machines may offer this capability as well. But manual punching is a little more demanding with tape. The biggest difference with punching manually on tape versus doing it in a DAW is that with the DAW, even though the previously recorded material is replaced by the punched-in material, it's still normally a non-destructive operation. The original recorded material at the punch point is still in the original audio file and can be restored at any time. An analog punch, on the other hand, is destructive. The previous material is erased and unrecoverable, putting a lot more pressure on the engineer performing a manual punch to get the timing of the punch-in and punch-out points exactly right. Really good timing may be required for musically tight punches to avoid accidentally cutting out the end of a previous note at the punch-in point, or missing the beginning of the replacement note, or cutting out the beginning of the first previously recorded note at the punch-out point. This is exacerbated by the fact that tape machines don't respond instantaneously at the punch point and don't all have the same response time, so for successful tight punches, the engineer may need to be familiar with the ballistics of the particular machine he's punching on. A little practice with the tape machine in use would be in order before trying that critical punch in a real session. Next up, editing tape.